So we're gonna go ahead and show you in this video how to take the axles from looking like this to looking like this. So you can see that's a huge difference there. Not only are they painted, but with the new Spelab differential covers, they look absolutely sick. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Just Like Smith channel. In today's video, we're gonna be installing these awesome Spelab differential covers. Huge shout out to Spelab for sending these out for me to make a video. They want to be part of the rebuild, and they're like, hey, we'll send y'all some differential covers and you can put them on, give us a review. So huge shout out to them for wanting to be part of the YouTube channel. Really appreciate it. So we're gonna go ahead and get this thing jacked up. We're gonna take the wheels off of it. We've got to clean and paint the entire front axle. So we're gonna go get some paint, and then we'll get the wheels off of the truck, get everything sanded down, painted, and then we'll slap on these new differential covers. It should be an awesome kind of vlog style video. So let's go ahead and rewind, and we'll unbox these things, show them to you guys, and then we'll go pick up some paint, get to pressure washing, get to sanding, get to painting, and then we'll get to installing these awesome differential covers. Little fast forward, they're freaking sick. So let's get into today's video. Again, thank y'all for tuning in to the Just Like Smith channel. I really appreciate y'all, and let's go ahead and get started. You all know how to open cardboard. I'm not gonna bore you with that. So I'm gonna go ahead and split this all up and open them up. First off, I always talk about packaging. Packaging is absolutely beautiful on these Spelab differential covers. They're bubble wrapped, and they're in looks like some 3-layer foam on top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 layers. Plus 1, 2, 3, so 10-layer foam all the way around the differential cover. These things should be in perfect condition, straight out of the box, obviously, which is what you want. So we're gonna go ahead and pull these out. Man, they're looking good. Hold on, let me pull these out, take the wrapper off of them, and then I'll show them to you. One thing I love about these differential covers is we're not gonna have to fool with a bunch of gunk from Ford or from the parts store. Running that gasket maker around your axle housings before you squash on your differential cover absolutely sucks. So I've noticed that Spelab actually sends you differential cover gaskets, which is absolutely awesome. So not only are these full billet aluminum, I believe, man, they're heavy, but I believe they're aluminum. Yeah, see, look at that. Let me show you guys that. You can just tell the quality is top notch. These are milled out of, I guess, a solid chunk of aluminum. That is absolutely insane. That is so sick. And then, like I said, you've got your gasket right there. Both front and rear covers. I believe this one might be cast aluminum. It looks a little bit different inside. But nonetheless, both aluminum differential covers. That's going to be awesome. That's going to be great for cooling. And then they also have the cooling fins on them. So this is going to keep your differential fluid not only cooler, but I believe they might even be a hair bigger to where it adds more fluid, so you have more fluid in there as well. Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. We'll find out whenever we fill them up with fluid. This is actually riveted on, so I'm sure it's removable. So we could drill these rivets out and measure this plate, and we could even get a custom emblem made for this little Spelab logo right here. I mean, it looks great straight out of the box, but you know how we like to do things here. We'll probably do something custom with this in a future video, so stay tuned for that. So we're gonna have to run to Ace Hardware, pick up some paint, pick up some sandpaper. We're gonna go ahead and knock out the front today, and then maybe tomorrow I'll pick back up either in this same video or we'll have a part 2. We're gonna go ahead and head to the store now, get some paint, then we'll take the wheels off, pressure wash it all down, let it dry, blow it all off with a leaf blower probably, sand it all down, then blow it off again, get to painting. As soon as it dries, we'll put these Spelab differential covers on in this video, so stay tuned. We're gonna go to the store. We have made it to Ace Hardware. Well, Ace Hardware was a bust, so we're headed to Lowe's. They only had gloss. When it comes to an axle, especially with it being green underneath, I want to be able to touch it up if it ever chips. We'll end up getting it sandblasted later down the road anyway and repowder coated. But for right now, if it ever was to chip, I want to do matte so then I can touch it up and it blends right back in. The big Lowe's. We're just here to get spray paint. No Sean Deeres. Oh yeah, see, they got gloss, and then there's a semi-gloss, and then the flat. And then it'll say on it right here too, the flat black. And since they have 4 cans, we're gonna go ahead and grab 4 of them. Alright, so we're back home. So now we're, oh, UPS is pulling up, probably dropping off some more truck parts. Kentucky weather, it's absolutely beautiful outside. There's hardly any clouds, blue skies, but yet it's raining. So anyway, I'm not gonna let this stop me because I have to get at least one video uploaded this week because I've been trying to get back into the grind of YouTube. So I'm going to go get the jack and the impact, a couple pieces of plywood. Since we're gonna be taking the wheels and stuff off in the gravel, we're gonna have to jack it up and put some plywood underneath. Usually I have these like little thin sheets of metal that work really, really good. Oh my gosh, I'm so tired. But let me show you what I've got set up here. So we've got one jack underneath each side, then we've got a safety jack on each radius arm. Since we're in the gravels, I figured this would distribute the weight the most evenly. I didn't want to do this in the shop because I don't want to get like paint fumes and everything everywhere, but here's what the axles look like right now. So we're gonna get this all painted up. The only thing that we'll have to mask off is the sway bar links. They're the PMF billet aluminum ones. I don't care about getting paint on the stainless steel brake lines because they're made for a 12-inch lift. So I'm gonna be replacing those anyway. Like I said, anytime that I do a full powder coat build, I do new bolts, new zinc coated bolts, usually put plastic chrome bolt covers on stuff. Whenever I tear this back apart and rebuild it, if this motor and this transmission holds up good, and I rebuild the truck and do another lift and whatnot and change the powder coat color, everything's gonna be getting replaced. So just for this video, just for a nice stock looking truck, just wanna get rid of all the green. So we're gonna go ahead and hit it. Man, it's still raining. I hate having rain all over the lens, but anyway, so same thing on this side. We've got jack stand and a jack. So we're gonna go ahead and pop these wheels off and get started on this front axle. We're gonna have to drag the pressure washer and the water hose all the way around. Got an electric pressure washer, some degreaser. I'll show you all some good degreaser to use, and then we'll get this all degreased and pressure washed, and then we'll go ahead and start sanding. All right, so we're gonna need impact gun, check the battery. All right, that should be good. Now we're gonna need big 21 and a big crowbar to take off the center caps. Let's pop these center caps off. Alright, let's see if I can do this one-handed while filming. Oh yeah, dude, stalks are so light. Alright, now I'm gonna put these underneath the truck just for a little bit of added safety. Alright, here we go. She's an absolute mess from the last 3 years of idiots messing with it. Well, we're gonna get her all degreased and cleaned up and dialed in. Alright, so going around the back. Alright, so we got a little sprayer. Here's what I mix up. It's already got a little bit of concentrated simple green in it. And then you can pick this up at Walmart. This is like one of the best, like cheapest, best all-purpose cleaner. You can use this on, dude, you can use this on a lot of crap, okay? This stuff's absolutely dialed for cleaning tires, anything. So we're gonna mix some of this up just straight. You don't dilute it or anything. In with a little bit of simple green concentrate. Makes a mean degreaser, touch-free. We're not gonna be scrubbing and all that crap. We're gonna just soak it all down, let it sit. I'll rinse it off, and then I'm gonna soak it all down again, let it sit, and then rinse it off. I've got to get the pressure washer out and run the water hose back around to the front. So we're gonna go ahead and drag this pressure washer and the water hose and everything all around, mix up some of that simple green, and do like a little time lapse or something probably. Spraying her all down, throw this little edit together just like old times, boys. Let's go. Here, go on up to the front. We gotta wash the front. All right, right there, stop. The only things that we're not going to get paint on is these shocks, but I'm going to mask those off after we're done. I'm going to clean the frame and everything. So we're going to get these radius arms cleaned up. If I'm not going to paint these coil buckets because I don't feel like removing the shocks today, but we're going to go ahead and soak the calipers down. We'll get those painted. We're going to soak everything down in this cleaner. All right, man, look, come over here. All right, start spraying. Alright, get a little closer. Switch. Your leaf blower out and make your wife blow your undercarriage. Alright guys, we're about to lay down the first coat of paint. So this one is gonna be like maybe at best 50% coverage. That's how you get this paint to work the best. So for the first coat, you want to do 50% coverage, and then you're gonna wait about 15-20 minutes and then go in with like a medium coat and get 100% coverage, and then after that just lay like one even coat. So we're gonna do 3 coats of this. It's probably gonna take 2 cans for everything that I can get to. I'm gonna try to be extra safe and not really lay underneath the truck, so there may be some spots that I miss. And then once I put the wheels back on the truck, I'll probably lay underneath it and get some of the spots like on the very bottom. I'm just not gonna lay under there while it's on jack stands in the gravels. But after I put the tires back on, I'll hit those off camera and stuff. But like I said, this stuff is super forgiving, especially when you get the flat stuff. It'll work on frames. It'll work on frames, little brackets, anything metal. Holy cow, dude, there was a freaking bee. Anyway, so I'll show you what all I masked off. Like I said, I don't really care whether I get paint on the calipers, rotors, springs, buckets. I just don't want to get paint on the shocks, and I didn't want to get paint on the sway bar end links, and then I didn't want to get paint on this top little ball joint cap. Everything else is kind of free game. Obviously, I'm not just going to blast the rotors, but if a little bit of paint gets on them, it's not the end of the world. And then I cut all the zip ties that were holding all the big long brake lines on and stuff, but this stuff came pretty clean for being absolutely destroyed. I know there's going to be a lot of people in the comments that say, you know, why are you painting over that? You know, that sucks. Why would you do that? I try to rebuild this truck every year for the YouTube channel, and I've not got to do that in 3 years. I didn't really get to enjoy the green. I never really liked the green. Kind of liked the maroon better. The green, like the suspension setup on it was awesome, but I just wasn't a huge fan of the color. And Danny at Main Street Auto, he got brake fluid, power steering fluid, coolant, oil, brake clean, any kind of chemical that you can think of. Yes, it may look decent on camera, but it is not up to standard in person. It looks absolutely awful in person. So it's all getting painted, and then at some point it'll all get sandblasted and repowder coated. It's just not up to standard for what I like to do here on the YouTube channel. And it won't look as silly as the green on a stock truck. So we're gonna go ahead and start shooting. So I'm gonna do this caliper right quick, like on camera, and I'm gonna show you guys what I mean by 50% coverage. And obviously if you guys are doing this and it's gonna be like that for good, you know, this is kind of just a temporary kind of half butt job. So, you know, you may want to take some more crap apart like whenever you do this. But anyway, this caliper right here, you see how you can still see a little bit of the green through it, and it's not super heavy anywhere, but it's like kinda, this is what I call 50% coverage. So you can still see a little bit of the green, but it's got black on it. And that's what I'm gonna do to this entire axle. So I'm gonna throw the time lapse up. I'm gonna get to painting anything that's green from the frame down. I'm gonna be shooting with this stuff right here, the best stuff for it. All right, it's one can down. I'm gonna show you guys pretty much where we're at with one can. So we've got all of this painted. We've got one coat pretty much on the entire axle, except for like the middle tube. Maybe in some spots 75% covered. Everything except for that middle tube and like the pumpkin. You can see the green right there. So I haven't got underneath it and sprayed yet. So the most dangerous part, as far as like if there was a jack stand failure or something, is like whenever I lay in the middle and I shoot that back, the back side of the axle. But so far we've got I would say 80% of the axle covered. So after doing this and getting this far, also I forgot to tell you, I went over the axles with a Scotch-Brite pad, just like a green Scotch-Brite pad, and scuffed them up and blew them off whenever my wife was blowing the axles off with the leaf blower. I didn't really use any aggressive sandpaper. Obviously, if your axles are pretty beat up and stuff and it's like a rough surface, you're gonna wanna use wire wheel sandpaper. But from where we're going over powder coat that got completely degreased and then Scotch-Brited, from where it's temporary, that's all I done. So that's gonna be pretty much like 70 bucks in paint. And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and put another can down and see what we got. If I can get this last piece of tape off. The plastic bags off the shocks, and then we'll zip tie all of this crap back up. Stock linked brake lines back on the way. Just all flat black. Let me pull this stuff out of the way and you can see it better. So we got full coverage on everything except for that diff cover. Alright, so now for the part that I'm really excited about. We're gonna go ahead and get this differential cover out. So I've got the differential cover right here, and we're gonna go ahead and put this bad boy off. So I'm gonna go grab some sockets and the impact gun. We'll zip the old one off, and then we'll put that new one on, and I'll show you guys how good it looks. Look how much better these Spelab differential covers look than the factory Ford ones. Not only are these aluminum with cooling fins, powder coated black, but they look absolutely awesome. Alright dude, so I got my boy Colby here on FaceTime. I'm about to show him the diff cover for the first time. This is my boy from Florida. He's got a bad platinum F250, so we're gonna see what he thinks. Alright, check it out, Colby. Show him first, and then I'll show you all. Alright, so I got her all painted black. Look at that diff cover.
Dang man, is that their logo though?
Yep, that's their logo milled into it. It looks so sick.
Wow, that's cool. That looks like it's pretty good, pretty durable looking powder coat, and it's shiny.
Yep, it's Spelab, bro. Check them out.
Yeah, no, do you have a code? I definitely need to get some.
Hey, I'll work on getting a discount code. I'm gonna film this video and then I'll holler back at you.
No, I got you. I'm sure I'm not the only one that'll think these look sick. That's cool.
Sweet. Here it is, all painted up, and we got the Spelab differential cover installed. It looks so good. It has a sight glass for your oil level, and then it also has a drain bolt right here in case you guys want to swap your differential fluid. That will come in handy. Man, that looks so good. What a difference this made. Here's a better shot of it. Looks super, super clean. Looks so much better all black under here. No more green, thankfully. Alright guys, so I just want to thank you all for watching this video, and I want to thank Spelab for sending me out these differential covers. Like I said at the beginning, this is probably going to end up being a part 2 video, or a 2-part video I should say, and it is. So we're going to do another video very similar to this, just like this, except we're going to be installing the Spelab rear differential cover. So far with the front, everything fit perfectly. The Spelab front differential cover is absolutely awesome. It has the cooling fins, it has the drain bolt, it has the fill hole, and it has a sight glass window. Super cool milling. Beautiful, beautiful differential cover, beautiful quality, and it's aluminum. So huge upgrade for the differential cover on the front. They don't have just differential covers. They have exhaust tips, exhaust kits, weight reduction kits, differential covers, all kinds of stuff. So y'all check out Spelab. If I get a discount code from Spelab, like I was telling my buddy Colby on the phone, if I reach out to them and ask them for a subscriber discount code for you guys, I'm not trying to make any money off of you guys. I just want you all to get a discount and save some money on some awesome differential covers or some other awesome parts from them. So I will try to get a discount code for Spelab, and then I will link it in the description box down below. I have a section in all of the video descriptions of just helpful things and discount codes. I always try to put the discount codes first. We've got discount codes from the YouTube channel for a lot of different companies, so you all can save money. But anyway, with that being said, guys, I just want to thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one which will be part 2, and we will be sanding, washing, doing all that stuff to the rear axle, and then we'll install the rear differential cover. That's gonna be all for today's video, guys. Always remember, everybody starts out as nobody, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.